Alright, so I made a drawing of the apparatus. See the ramp there, and right there will be the book pivot system, and then at the end it becomes a free-falling body, and then it falls into the next stage, which is this pulley system here. Let's see. So I guess what I wanted to go over first is the bouncy ball has a weight and an equal force, a normal force that pulls up opposite of the weight. And the weight is mass. It's the ball's mass times gravity. For this experiment, I didn't weigh the ball, but that is the theoretical basis. So the mass times gravity is the weight. So for the pivot system, let's see. I had the ball balanced between the book and the slope here, and when I applied the force downward here, get my pencil. Excuse me. Okay, so applied the force downwards, and that creates an equal force upwards based on this pivot here. And this corner right here applies a force to the ball, which then gets it started rolling down the slope. So then that brings us here, the point of beginning for the ball rolling down the slope. And once the ball starts rolling, it becomes rotational motion, which is based on gravity pulling down at the center of mass and a friction torque. So the static friction exerts a torque about the center of mass, and the pull of gravity is what rotates the ball down. So the friction stops the ball from slipping, and the gravity pulls the ball, so it rotates and creates a roll. Another thing I found interesting was that this angle here, the angle of the slope, is the exact same angle as the angle between the y-axis of the vector and the vector itself of gravity. Yeah, that would be the force vector here. I guess, let me see. Yeah, that would make more sense there. Yeah. So this is the x portion of the force vector, and this is the y portion here. And this is the actual vector, the gravity pulling down. So once the ball starts rotating, it's going to start rotating faster and faster due to the acceleration of gravity. So thus, at the very end here, it will be at its fastest velocity because it continues accelerating, and then eventually all the accelerating ends at this point. Well, it doesn't end exactly, it changes direction since there's no slope to create friction. So once it exits the ramp here, it becomes a free-falling body. And at that point, all acceleration is downward due to gravity. So but the velocity will point in the x-axis until a certain point where the acceleration of downward gravity takes over, and then all velocity, everything points downward. So I think that's all I got for this one. And then with the next stage, the ball is directed towards the cup here, and the gravity that is exerted on the ball has a collision with the bottom of this bucket, which creates the force downward and continues the next stage. Hopefully that sums up a couple things that are going on in this stage. Obviously not going through the mathematics of this, but I think this gives a general idea of what's going on. But if you have any extra input or any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I would be glad to hear from you, and hopefully I can help out, or you can help me out. All right, thanks for watching.